In the years that I've been making Witcher related videos, I never thought I would ever talk about something like this. Last week there was an event from Netflix, where they released a lot of information and trailers of shows and films they are working on, including Witcher related stuff. There were a few trailers and sneak previews of Season 2, and we've gotten confirmation that Season 3 is in the works. We also got an update on the Witcher prequel series, Blood Origin. But alongside projects we already know about, there are some new Witcher projects announced as well. There is one other animated film being worked on, similar to Nightmare of the Wolf, which was released about 1.5 months ago. But the strangest piece of news that came out of this event, for most, is that Netflix is working on a kids/family friendly Witcher show. When you think of The Witcher, family friendly is not really one of the things that comes to mind. It's a world filled with pretty dark stuff, from brutal wars, humans and monsters being torn to pieces, to characters sleeping around, and discussing some very adult themes. The idea of making a family-friendly Witcher series is like if Game of Thrones would have been PG-13. So why is Netflix doing this? The answer of course not that complicated. For one, they want to use the license to make Witcher shows and films to their fullest extent, and milk it for as long and as much as they can. Not everyone likes seeing blood, gore and nudity on screen, so creating a more family-friendly show would attract people who were most likely not interested, or would not have been interested, in The Witcher at first. Second reason, of course, ties into the first reason. If they get a child of the age of like 10 to 12 invested now, by the time the show gets into its later seasons, they will have new viewers who grew up watching family-friendly stuff, which guarantees that the main series might be able to continue for longer. They might even get to finish it if the shows, or for the kids, it provides enough eyeballs to watch the other show eventually as well. But what does a kids show mean for The Witcher? What you can consider a family-friendly or kids show nowadays varies. They of course won't turn it into a Dora the Explorer kind of series, at least I hope so. And there is some room to discuss some of the themes in the Witcher kids show. For example, if you're familiar with the Star Wars animated series, you would know that for a while, the Clone Wars was considered a kids show by many. I'm talking about the more modern version, not the animated 2D version. It discussed and featured some of the very best moments of what is canon now in Star Wars, and some pretty adult and serious topics. And the same has been said for a number of different shows on TV in the last few decades. There are always ways to show brutality, violence and discuss topics of racism in ways that it can be family friendly. If I'm being honest, when I first heard the news, the first thing I did was check if it was a joke or not. It just sounds ridiculous to have a Witcher kid show. But the more I thought about it, the less opposed I am to it. The more important part is if they can handle it the right way, and not dumb it down everything too much. By creating a more child-focused series about The Witcher, it not only brings in more people to the reaches of The Witcher Netflix, but in like 4 years or so when the Witcher game releases, they might also have more people interested in the game. Children might grow up watching the show, and when they become like 16, they might start reading the books and playing the games. Creating a family-friendly Witcher show seems a bit weird at first, but it might be one of the better things Netflix will do for the Witcher franchise, as it can introduce a new generation to the world. Of course, your opinions may differ on this, but if they manage to make it somewhat similar in how it handles topics to what series like the Clone Wars or The Last Airbender did, it might be a good thing for them to do. I have plenty of things I don't like about what Netflix has done with The Witcher so far. For the Vesemir film alone, I had a script of about 8 pages about disagreements I had with how it handled certain things. But when looking at the future of the franchise, this might be something good. But what do you think about a family-friendly Witcher show? Till next video. Bye.